It is time now for Patel It Like It Is, where Dr. Alok Patel shares health advice on the topics that matter to you. And since it's Earth Week, we are talking all about drinking water. Here's Dr. Patel with everything you need to know about what the water you drink and the ways you can test that quality right from your kitchen sink.
It's Earth Week, so let's talk about something that occupies more than 70% of Earth's surface, water, which also makes up about 60% of our bodies. Now check this out. Of all the water on planet Earth, less than 1% is available for human consumption. And that stat freaks me out. So let's talk about drinking water, how do we keep it safe, and how we do a better job of protecting this precious commodity. Globally, millions of people become severely ill or worse from drinking water every year. Now, a lot of you are familiar with the Flint water crisis. That was caused by lead, but there are other water contaminants as well, such as arsenic, fracking chemicals, pesticides, sewage, gross. And these are linked to a lot of different medical conditions. If that didn't scare you, water can even spread infectious disease. Ever heard of cholera, dysentery, cryptosporidium, hepatitis? These are examples of some of the nastiness that can be found in water contaminated by urban, agricultural, or industrial wastewater. Even swimming pools can spread infectious disease. So how do you know if your drinking water is safe? Well, if you have a public water source, your H2O should be purified and tested. You can even get a detailed report called a Consumer Confidence Report that's released by the Environmental Protection Agency that tells you everything you need to know about the quality of your water. If you have a private water supply, like a well, you're on your own in terms of making sure that drinking water is safe. And you want to make sure you are testing it for bacteria, nitrates, dissolved solids, and other chemicals regularly. And anyone can get their water tested. You can go online and find an EPA-certified lab near you, or you can buy a test and do it yourself. Even home water filters can remove harmful contaminants. You just want to make sure you buy one that meets national standards, such as by the National Science Foundation. Look for NSF certified. That's our own water supply, but we should also take care of the general water supply. Be sure to dispose of harmful chemicals like motor oil, cleaners, and pesticides appropriately so they don't wind up in groundwater. And also, only medications that are on the FDA's flush list, awesome name, can safely go down the toilet. We can also all be better about conservation. Let's start by taking shorter showers. Because here's the reality. If you can get one of these at home, this clear, purified elixir, then you're not one of the 2 billion people who lack access to safe drinking water. And that's something that none of us should take for granted.
All right, Dr. Patel joins me now. I got to tell you, Doctor, I was fully expecting you to swim. So in the next one, maybe we can do that.
I would. If I had a pool behind me, I'd backflip into it right now.
Believe me, I know you would. Let's start with the signs. This is really serious, but a lot of people are worried about lead poisoning. So let's start with that. And who should be worried about lead poisoning?
You know, in general, lead poisoning is something to be taken seriously, which is why the Environmental Protection Agency has set the safe level as 0. And some of the signs and symptoms can be subtle, but any amount can be unsafe for those young developing brains. So Phil, some of the general symptoms of lead poisoning are going to seem kind of broad, such as abdominal pain, fatigue, headaches, joint pain, and then some issues with brain development, such as learning difficulties and problems with speech and hearing. Now, in general, public water should be safe from lead. If you have any specific concerns, maybe you live in an older home with lead-lined piping, your child's pediatrician should do a risk assessment. And if needed, you want to make sure you're getting your water filtered or treated for lead, and you are potentially getting screened yourself for lead poisoning.
So should people who are drinking tap water outside of the lead issue, should they be using some sort of filtration system? Because there are so many, you know, it's $40 all the way up to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Well, we're going to say not necessarily, because I will tell you, Phil, 90% of people just like me get their tap water from a public source. And in general, that is going to be tested and purified. You're going to be totally fine drinking it straight from the tap. Now, there are some situations in which somebody may have a concern about their public water supply. Perhaps you have proximity to agricultural or industrial waste, or you have an underfunded or understaffed treatment facility, or maybe you're in a situation where there's contaminated groundwater. In these situations, it's totally appropriate to look into a filter. There's so many different types. You want to be specific. If you have lead or arsenic, for example, you want NSF 53. Just make sure you do your research.
All right, so what's better? Do we drink tap water or should we drink bottled water?
I don't think I can boldly tell you one is better. In fact, I didn't see any data preparing for this to find that bottled water in general is going to be safer than tap water. If you go down the grocery store aisle, you will see all these different terms such as artisanal, spring, mineral, alkaline. In general, these are marketing terms based on personal preference. Public water supply, as we mentioned, should be totally safe. And guess what? Since we're talking about Earth Week, try using a metal water bottle and reduce on plastic waste.
Dr. Patel, it is always fantastic to see you. Next time we'll do a segment on music, I promise.
Phil, I'm all about it. Good seeing you.
Absolutely. And Dr. Patel is taking your questions. You can leave a message on our Instagram feed, and he might answer your question live on Friday.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.